Hi! So our topic for today is implicit differentiation. Here we have 6 examples. First is x squared plus 2xy plus y squared equals 5. Second, 3x squared plus 3xy plus y cubed equals 3. Third, 6x to the 5th power minus 10y squared plus 50x equals 25x. And moving on to our fourth given, which is x cubed plus y cubed equals 75. And now to the second to the last, which is x squared plus y squared equals 9. And lastly, our sixth given, x squared plus y to the 6th power equals 4. Now, let's solve them. Let's solve the first given.
Let's say we have x squared plus 2xy plus y squared plus 5. The first step that we have to do is differentiate both sides of the equation with respect to x. So it would look like this. Now let's find dy over dx. Now let's differentiate x squared to 2x. Plus, for this part right here, you have 2xy. And then whenever you see xy combined, always use the product rule. So let's separate this function to 2x times y. So to use the product rule, you differentiate one part and keep the other part the same. Let's differentiate 2x part, which becomes 2y. Now let's add plus 1. And you have to copy this function, 2x, and the derivative of y becomes 1. Anytime you differentiate a y variable in a relationship, always put dy over dx. The derivative of y squared is 2y times dy over dx equals to 0. Derivative of any constant is always 0. Our goal is to isolate dy over dx by dividing the other factors on the left side. For any variable does not have dy over dx, we have to move it into the right side. Now that we have moved it, let's all cancel the number 2. For the next part, we have to factor out dy over dx. X plus y over x plus y equal to negative 1 x plus y over x plus y. Now that we have divided both sides at x plus y, we have to cancel it. Notice the x plus y has been cancelled. So for this particular problem, dy over dx is equal to negative 1.
Now, let's move on to the second given. Guys, so our topic for today is implicit differentiation, basic calculus. Here we have an example of 3x squared plus 3xy plus y cubed equals to 3. So the first step of implicit differentiation, differentiate both sides with respect to x. And the second step, isolate all dy over dx terms on the left side. So the first thing we are gonna do is take the derivatives of this 1 by 1. So the derivatives of 3x squared is 6x. And the derivatives of 3xy is 3x multiplied by 1 dy over dx plus y multiplied by 3, and the derivatives of y cubed is 3y squared dy over dx equal to 0. If you're wondering why this thing became 0, because every time we encounter a constant, it is always equal to 0. Now let's simplify. 6x plus 3x times 1 is 3x dy over dx plus y multiplied by 3 is 3y, and 3y squared will stay 3y squared. Let's not forget the dy over dx and equal to 0. Now this and this one will go here and here. So the next step will be, let's start with this one, which is 3x dy over dx plus this one 3y squared dy over dx and equal. So earlier we moved these two over here, so from their original sign, which is positive, it will become negative. So the 6x will become negative 6x, and the 3y will become negative 3y. If you are wondering why it became negative, because as I mentioned earlier, the positive sign will become negative, vice versa. The negative will become positive when we move the product. Now the next thing is we will isolate all the dy over dx term on the left side. Now let's copy this 3x and this one plus 3y squared, then let's parentheses, and this 2, let's copy it here, dy over dx, and copy this, equal negative 6x negative 3y. Now we will divide this and this one in 3x plus 3y squared, 3x plus 3y squared. So we can cancel this one and this one, and it will leave us with this. Let's copy this over here, dy over dx, and copy this one, negative 6x negative 3y over 3x plus 3y squared. Oops, we are not done yet because we can lowest term. Let's copy this, dy over dx equal to negative 2x negative y over x plus y squared. If you are wondering why it became like this, because we can lowest term. Because of that, this is our final score. We are done. Bye. Now, let's proceed to the third given.
For today's video, our topic is implicit differentiation, where the procedure of differentiating an implicit equation with respect to the desired variable x while treating the other variables as unspecified function of x. To do the implicit differentiation, we have steps. For step 1, differentiate both sides with respect to x. For step 2, isolate all dy over dx terms on the left side. In this function, we have two variables on the left side since we have to isolate, since we have to involve variables. To get all the derivatives, we have to do it one by one. Okay, so for our example, differentiate 6x raised to the 5th power minus 10y squared plus 5x equals 25x. Okay, now let's start solving the example. Now let's get the derivative of 6x raised to the 5th power, same as the 10y squared and also 5x, and also the derivative of 25x. Now we have 30x raised to the 4th power minus 20 dy over dx. Now we remove the x because x has its invisible 1. If we minus it, x would be removed. Now we move the variables from the right side since the step 2 states that isolate all dy over dx terms on the left side. Since we moved all the variables from the right side, now we have to divide it to negative 20y and cancel out the same number so that dy over dx remains. So now we have dy over dx negative 30x raised to the 4th power minus 50 plus 25 over negative 20y. Now all the variables on the right side, we can lowest term them by using 5. So the negative will be positive because negative divided by negative equals positive, and the positive will become negative since negative divided by positive would be negative. Since we can still subtract 10 and 5, so the final answer is 5. And now here is the final answer. We have dy over dx equals 6x raised to 4 plus 5 over 4y.
Now, let's move on to the fourth given.
So, hi guys! So, ngayon is meron tayo ditong another example for implicit differentiation ng derivatives. So, meron po tayo ditong given na x cubed plus y cubed is equal to 75. Ang gagawin po natin dito is lalagyan po natin yung mga terms natin ng d over dx po. Kung nagtataka po kayo kung saan po nanggaling yung d over dx, ayun po ay given na po ng derivative. So, ganito po ang magiging sagot ko. X cubed d over dx plus y cubed d over dx is equal to 75 d over dx. After po natin magawa yan, ang gagawin naman po natin ngayon is kukunin naman po natin yung derivatives po ng x cubed, ng y cubed at po ng 75. So, ang magiging sagot po dito ay 3x. Kapilang po ulit si d over dx plus 3y d over dx tas equal po sa 0. Kung nagkataka po kayo kung bakit po naging 0 po itong 75 po natin dahil wala po siyang derivatives. After po nan, para makancel po natin itong d over dx, is i-transpose po natin itong 3x dito po sa may equal sign. So, ang magiging itsura po nan is 3y dy over dx is equal to negative 3 over 3y, i-over din po natin itong 3y dy over dx sa 3y po para po maika-cancel po natin ito. Kung nagtataka po kayo kung bakit po naging negative ito, dahil po ito pong positive nating 3x ay inilipat po natin siya sa iba pong position, tsaka kaya po naging negative 3 po. So, kung naano po yung nakikita natin pwedeng i-cancel, magka-cancel na po tayo. Ito pong 3y. Tapos ito pong, nakalimutan ko lagyan ng x. Sorry. So, after nan, meron po tayo nakikita dito na pwede natin i-cancel, which is yung 3. Pagka-cancel natin yan, ang matitira na lang itong dy over dx is equal to negative x over y. Kung nagtataka po kayo kung bakit po may negative po dito, dahil po ang sign po na naiwan po sa negative 3x over 3y ay negative din po. Ikakopy lang po natin ngayon yung sign para po ang maging sagot ay negative xy. Kasi ayun na lang po yung natira dahil ikinancel po natin tong 3. So, ito na po yung ating final answer. Sa given po natin ng x cube plus y cube is equal po sa 75. Thank you po. Sana po meron po kayong natutunan.
Now, let's proceed to the fifth given.
Hello, magandang umaga o gabi sa inyong lahat. Ang pangalan ko pala ay si Carl Alvin Tila Vendino. So ngayon, tuturuan ko kayo kung paano mag-solve ng implicit differentiation. So eto nga, magbibigay ako ng given. Ang gantong given, so nakikita nyo dito ay x squared plus y squared equals 9. So, ano nga bang gagawin natin dito? Siyempre, ito nga, ibababa natin sila. Pero, ang gagawin natin ay, ano nga ba ang mangyayari dito? So, ay nga, kakapihin mo muna to, x squared. So, lalagyan natin sila ng term na d over dx. Parang ganito. So, ayun nga, copy ng, ng sign plus. So, y squared, copyan mo din, pero ang may iba sa term natin ay magiging dy over dx. Parang ganito. Equals yung 9 magiging, ayun nga, d over dx. So, bakit nagka 9 ulit? Syempre, automatic yan dyan sa 9 nating value. So, pag nakaka 9, syempre, ayun, magiging dy over dx. Ayun nga, so ano ba ang sunod natin gagawin? Kukunin natin ang derivatives na itong mga value natin dito. So ito, ano nga ba ang derivatives ng x squared? So magiging 2x. Paano siya naging 2x? Ano po siya naging 2x? Siyempre, x times squared magiging 2x. Ayun nga. So, copy ulit na itong natin, operation. Tapos ayun, parang katulad din ng sa y squared, ay pagka-times ba din siya, y times squared, magiging 2y. Tapos equals, ano ba ang value ng 9? Value, derivatives ng 9. So, ganito, 0. So, ayun nga, tapos, magiging ganito, syempre, itatranspose natin. Ganito. Itatranspose natin si 2x squared dito kay 0. So, magiging ganito lang ang kakalabasan. 2y tapos dy over dx. May ganito. Sorry, pero magiging 2x. Then, syempre, ito ang mangyayari. Syempre, yung yung tinranspose natin 2x dito sa 0, magiging negative 2x. Tapos yung 2y mo, yung value ng 2y mo. So, ayan. Syempre, ika-cancel natin to. Yan. Para maging ganyan ang itsura. Tapos, syempre, yung final na gagawin natin. So, etong dy over dx natin, syempre, kakopy lang natin to. Tapos, equals. So, ano nga ba itong mangyayari dito? Ipag-divide lang natin tong dalawa. 2 divided by 2. So, negative 2 divided by 2 equals 1, di ba? So, hindi na natin kailangan siyang ilagay dito sa ating dalawang variable. Like, ganito ang gagawin natin. So, ang magiging sagot natin dito ay magiging negative x over y. So, ito ang mangyayari na sa ating given. Ito ang bali sagot niya. dy over dx equals negative x over y. So, ayun lang. Paalam.
So now let's proceed to our last given.
Hi guys, so today, meron po tayong simple equation about implicit differentiation. Meron po tayo ditong simple equation which is 6x squared plus y to the 6th power is equals to 4. So, first step po natin is idadrop po natin ang mga terms natin which is dy over dx. So, we're gonna do 2x plus 6y dy over dx equals to 0. You'll be wondering why naging 2x at 6y ang ating given. So, we're gonna see the fourth step. First, we're gonna reciprocate the two equations. So, firstly, it's gonna be 6y to the 5th power over 6y over the 5th power at dy over dx is equals to, of course, ating reciprocate yung 2x, so it's gonna be negative 2x over 6y to the 5th power. So, simple equation, we're gonna do canceling. So, 6y to the 5th power are both divisible together, so ang matitira na lamang is dy over dx sa side na to is equals to, so ang ginawa natin dito sa kabila is yung 2x ay ating derived sa xy, so it's gonna be negative x is over 3y to the 5th power. So eto na yung final answer natin.
In mathematics, some equation in x and y do not explicitly define y as a function x and cannot be easily manipulated to solve for y in terms of x, even though such a function may exist. When this occurs, it is implied that there exists a function y is equal to f of x, or we substitute all the x variables into a chosen value such that the given equation is satisfied. The technique of implicit differentiation allows you to find the derivative of y with respect to x without having to solve the given equation for y. The chain rule must be used whenever the function y is being differentiated because of our assumption that y may be expressed as a function of x. To sum it all up, there are 4 steps in implicit differentiation. First step is differentiating both sides of the equation with respect to x, or so-called d over dx. Second step is to combine all terms containing dy over dx on the left side of the equation and all the other terms on the right side. So, if there's dy over dx here on the left side, the other side should be all the other terms like 65x over 5x, like that. Third step, factor out dy over dx if necessary. So, for example, if there's like 6y dy over dx plus 5y dy over dx is equal to 0. Then we should factor these two out. This one and this one. So therefore it will be like this. Dy over dx multiplied by 6y plus 5y. Like that. Lastly, the fourth step is where we have to isolate dy over dx by dividing up the other factor on the left side. So, like what I did earlier, when you do this, when you factor it, the dy over dx, you should divide both sides by this. So, it will become over 6y plus 5y. This will also be divided by 6y plus 5y. Then we can cancel this one out, and then we were left with dy over dx. See?
Since this is 0, this is still not our final answer, because anything you divide with 0 is equal to 0. So this is our final answer. Dy over dx is equal to 0.
And just like that, we're done. Again, thank you. We are from Trace College, Grade 11, STEM D, Bravery. See you again next time. Bye!